We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans.
Today we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. The kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz, has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans.
And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And right away they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Well, these two teams, they met in New Orleans earlier in the year with the Saints coming out on top. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Watson.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
P.J. Williams with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, on the opening drive, he was looking for a big chunk play. Unfortunately, that time, the secondary was ready for it. Charles picked it off. Not only that, they take it the other way for points.
Homework, preparation, research. It all comes back to that, VJ. Scouting your opponent. Not just the players, but the coaches, too. And seeing what they call to begin a game, find out their tendencies. They recognize the early deep ball was part of their opposing game plan, and they weren't caught off guard when it showed up.
So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in this decision-making process.
They begin the drive with Coleman. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Really nice effort and an even nicer stop from Marcus May there.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now Watson.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
P.J. Williams with a pick.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Again, Kamara pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line.
Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a...
That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans.
A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Saints' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Here's Demir Bird to return from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Tyrann Mathieu there to make the tackle. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 35. They'll run here with Coleman out of the gun. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
You've got to be impressed by the defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight for the ball and limit that game.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is third down.
Faking the give. Now Watson.
That one caught by Carter. Touchdown, Falcons.
DeAndre Carter, 33 yards. And the Falcons are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And this is back to an 8-point game.
15, Falcons 7.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This one fielded at the 5.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top form.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
15, Falcons 7.
From the 41, Hill. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Throwing on third down, Hill.
Tries the left side and finds Olave.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be fourth down. Will Lutz now to try the New Orleans field goal. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So we get the 3. It was 4th and 1, and I think you know what I was doing. I was looking down at the sideline. I'm not sure the offensive unit wanted the 3. They wanted to go for it.
But when have we ever seen a unit that didn't want to go for it in that situation, right? Sometimes it's just way more important to have the points on the board than to worry about any type of a gamble.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy that's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
To throw on second is Watson. And this is incomplete. Fair to say, it hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3.
Now it's free. Hill fumbled it. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because if the defense got it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
From his end zone, Hill on third and long.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth.
Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away.
DeAndre Carter back deep. Fielded just inside the 30. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt.
And it will be Falcon football.
At their own 37-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive, when that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Now it's Kamara in the passing game. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Hill. Finding Johnson on the out route, that's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about tight ends in a lot of cases now, pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Kamara up the middle. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down. The Saints had 10-3 on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
2nd down and 7. Hill now to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. But that's Grady Jarrett who forced his way through to register the sack. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Being chased out left. That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. Hill on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
knocked to the ground. It's Kamara. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Hill now operating from the red zone. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
That's good for the Saints. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime. So the touchdown there, and that play, the tap pass, so simple, Charles, on the face of it, but what makes it so difficult for defenses to stop?
I think it's the precision and the quickness in which the play occurs, because the snap gets to the quarterback. He's essentially playing volleyball with it, just immediately just shoveling it forward. I mean, that receiver's on full head of steam. If you don't take the edge away, he's got a chance to get to the corner and get upfield. But if you take the edge away, that's your chance to disrupt that play.
And no disruption there, that's for sure, as it winds up 6 points. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Bird to return from his end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
Falcons take over 1st and 10.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. The final shot before the break. Watson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half,
good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
After the sack on first down, Hill under pressure, and they got to him again.
Arnold Ebiketie able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He gets this one to Johnson.
And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. On the return, Carter. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
At their own 30-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Marcus Davenport brought him down, the UTSA product.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Watson. Throw to the right, taken in by Hurd. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Coleman will try up the middle. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Forced out to his left. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Here's Watson. And that is incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
On 4th down, Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Saints will have the football back. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. On 1st down, it's Hill. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted.
And the Falcons are going to take. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And the grab made by the tight end, Pruitt. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Handoff, Coleman, right side. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Hey, you got to snap it. You got to snap it.
Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Here's Watson. And that will be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
4th down, and the attention turns to Falcon kicker Younghoe Koo. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let him put some points on the board.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Now Hill looking to throw on first. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now it's Hill. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And the Saints, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. Hill. Back to Kamara for another catch. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Saints are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. That's good on the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. touchdown, wants to kick it off.
Bird to return from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
They certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Alontae Taylor up to make the tackle.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Faking the give. Now Watson. That one caught by Carter. And they work this well upfield across the 45. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From just shy of midfield, Watson over the middle. He completes it to Hurd. Touchdown, Falcons!
So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
The Falcons are going to leave the offense out there. They'll go for 2. Looking to maybe throw for it here, Watson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Touchdown. Here's Koo to kick off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
At the 22-yard line.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Hill. This one complete to Ingram. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Hill. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
It has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
You don't see that too often, Charles. He punted that away and then hustled up to make the stop as well.
Yeah, because oftentimes they serve as their own safety after punting it. You want to be the last guy, but he decided to get involved in the action, didn't he? And what a spark that's got to provide for the rest of his team when they see their punter out there making a nice hit.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam. But notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
And he'll spot Hurd open left side. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
Coleman will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. Second down and goal. Watson. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
To throw, Watson.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Marcus May with a pick.
And the Saints force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready. It looked for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it.
41 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20.
Excellent play there by Arnold Ebiketie to meet him behind the line for a loss.
At the 20-yard line.
On the line in this one than just defending your home field, CD. They defend their home field against a division rival and get the victory, so this one feels a little extra special.
It has to, right? There's always just a little more emphasis on games like this. Everyone talks about playing each game the exact same way, but you and I both know that is not true. Division rivals, you want to take care of business, not just at home, but against a team that you really don't like very much, too.
So for the Saints, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens.